Anda sedang mendengarkan UT Radio, Open Education Station for All.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. UT Radio, Open Education Station for All. Welcome to the Coffee Break Grade Program for Public Finance Accounting Citizen, SAWADIKAP, in collaboration with the Public Finance Accounting Study Program. We are delighted to bring this program to you live from Multimedia Development Center building at Open University, situated on Jalan Pondok Cabe Raya in South Tangerang. For your convenience, UT listeners can join the Coffee Break program via live streaming on our website at www.utradio.ut.ac.id. Additionally, you have the option to catch the live broadcast on the Open University TV YouTube channel for an immersive experience. Don't forget to tune in to PSAKP live on Instagram at @prodicap_febut. Let the engaging and informative sessions begin. Dear UT listeners, in this session of the Cafe Break program, we are honored to present a direct sharing from a Learning and Development Manager of the Independent Campus Learning Program, or MBKM. The Bangkit program, the topic for today's discussion is Navigating to Success, the Power of Critical Thinking. Get ready for an insightful exploration into the crucial role of critical thinking on the path to success. Dear UT listeners, as you engage with the Cafe Break program today, we encourage you to immerse yourself fully, and aim is that the following this session, you will not only have listened attentively, but also embrace the opportunity to enhance your critical thinking skill. We hope that you'll be inspired to actively participate in the Independent Campus Learning Program activity and contributing to your personal growth and refining your English speaking proficiency. If you have any question about this activity, feel free to reach out in the following ways. Post your question in the comment section or send a direct message at UT Radio Instagram account at radio.ut. Send a WhatsApp message to UT Radio in 0812-1039-2726. Drop your questions in the comment section on the Open University TV YouTube channel during the live broadcast. And UT listeners, we also extend an invitation for you to stay connected with our program by liking and subscribing to the UTTV YouTube account. Your active engagement enhance the overall experience for our vibrant community. Well, critical thinking has evolved into an indispensable soft skill, particularly for the younger generation. Why is it so crucial? And what the benefits does it bring? Today we delve into this topic with our esteemed guest. Good afternoon, Miss Nurina Putri Handayani, and we appreciate your presence in our virtual studio. Also extending a warm welcome to Mrs. Ratna Marta Dewi, SAMACCAK, the head of the Public Finance Accounting Study Program. Good afternoon, Mrs. Ratna.
Good
Bef-
afternoon.
Okay, before we commence our discussion, we would like to hear some opening remarks from Mrs. Ratna at the head of PSAKP. Over to you, Mrs. Ratna, please.
Thank you, Ibu Icha. Good afternoon and
Good afternoon.
Sawadikap.
Sawadikap.
Yeah, I extend a warm welcome and heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Ibu Nurina Putri Handayani, soft skill learning designer at Bangkit Academy, as well as to all the participants. Special thanks are due to the dedicated to UT Radio teams for their tireless effort in making this event a reality. In the contemporary landscape, cultivating critical thinking skills is paramount. It's fortunate to have Ibu Nurina, who will comprehend the significance of critical thinking for future success and enhance proficiency in English as a global language. This aligns seamlessly with the overarching vision and mission of the Public Financial Accounting Study Program and Universitas Terbuka, both aspiring to be world-class universities. Additionally, we are poised to delve into the intricacies of the valuable MBKM program Bangkit. In conclusion, I envision the Public Financial Accounting Study Program contributing significantly to the advancement of public services, a core objective guiding its existence. Without further ado, I encourage all of you to immerse yourself in this event. Do not hesitate to pose any questions for additional clarification from our esteemed speaker. Remember, shying away from questions can lead you astray on your learning journey. Furthermore, for your convenience, this event will be available for viewing on the YouTube TV channel, allowing you to revisit and reinforce your understanding. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Mrs. Ratna. And following that, we will engage in more in-depth conversation with our resource person, Mrs. Nurina Putri Handayani. But before that, I really like to hear about the story about Mrs. Nurina Putri Handayani. Could you introduce yourself, Mrs. Nurina, so we can know more about you, please?
Okay, thank you, Miss Icha. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor for me to came in this session. My name is Nurina Putri. You can call me Ina. Actually, I'm working in Bangkit Academy as a skill learning designer, as Bu Ratna mentioned earlier. And beside that, I'm also a lecturer in Universitas Multimedia Nusantara. And I'm also a deputy director of accreditation in Lamemba. So, thank you for warm welcome to be here, Miss Icha and Mrs. Ratna. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You are welcome, Mrs. Nurina. Well, I will ask you a first question before we dive in. Could you please explain briefly about critical thinking and why it's important for our skills?
Okay, maybe before I answer your question, let me share my screen first. Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry, I cannot share my screen.
It's okay. Take your time. We will talking about navigating to success the power of critical thinking. I think this is so important for all of us that learning about critical thinking is everybody should have critical thinking, and we will discuss about it. And Mrs. Nurina Putri Handayani will show you some uh, explanation that makes you understand about our topic for today.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe my friend will come to this Zoom and he will share the screen for the session.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
For your question,
Mm-hmm.
why critical thinking is important?
Mm-hmm.
So actually, based on many research, one of the best research is come from McKinsey company. McKinsey company is one of the biggest consulting firm in the
Mm-hmm.
world,
Mm-hmm.
and from the research, we found that problem solving, also
Mm-hmm.
critical thinking, is uh, one of um, one of the top three areas of missing soft skill right now. So actually,
Okay.
I think for students, also for fresh graduate, um, this critical thinking skill is needed. Yeah, Miss Icha,
Mm-hmm.
because for their future, for professional work, for their life,
Mm-hmm.
critical thinking also important.
Okay. So, critical thinking number three, the most important soft skill that we need, right?
Um, Actually, critical thinking is one of the most missing soft skill.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh,
it's
okay.
in top three, and critical thinking is one of that.
Okay, so this is so important, yeah.
Yes.
And maybe could you outline the various types of critical thinking and elucidate on the significances?
Yeah, sure. So actually, if we talk about the problem solving
Mm-hmm.
or if we talk about decision making, there's two types of thinking. The first one is critical thinking, and the second one is creative thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we know, if we use our critical thinking, so we use it for logical thinking, sequential thinking, rational thinking,
Mm-hmm.
analytical thinking, objective thinking, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
And we use our left brain to if we want to think critically.
Mm-hmm.
But in other hands, if we want to think creatively
Mm-hmm.
or creative thinking to provide new ideas or make innovation, we
Mm-hmm.
use our right brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you want to make intuitive thinking or
Mm-hmm.
like random thinking, holistic thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So we use our creative thinking. We use our right brain. So
Okay.
actually, there are two type of thinking. The first one is critical thinking, and the second one is creative thinking.
Mm.
So, um, if we talk about critical thinking itself, what is critical thinking? Critical thinking is a way of thinking where you ask question, you analyze that, you interpret, and make a judgment, or make a new information. So if we talk about critical thinking, it's not about being negative,
Mm-hmm.
but about understanding and using your thoughts to make informed decisions.
Hmm.
Yeah, so back to your first question,
Mm-hmm.
why critical thinking is so important? Because we need the critical thinking for our lives, not only for our academic lives, not only for our professional lives for the future, but also for our personal life right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we implement our critical thinking, we can identify something that happened around us. We can finding something. We can developing ourselves. We can develop others,
Mm-hmm.
and then of course we can solving the problems that we face. So that's why critical thinking is very very important and one of the skill that we must have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and besides that, and additionally, critical thinking also help us to be more independent person, more because we try to solve the problem by ourselves. We
Mm-hmm.
try to find new a way to do something,
Mm-hmm.
and of course, critical thinking promotes creativity because we try to make an innovation. We try to find new ideas. We try to make an improvement.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why critical thinking is important. And also critical thinking help us to make kind of self-reflection. We can evaluate ourselves, we can improve ourselves, what things that false that we do, we can evaluate that.
Mm-hmm.
And for critical thinker actually happier than others because they know what they do, they know what they uh, make, they know actually they know what they solve to.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course if we are being a critical person, it will help us to be a great problem solver because we find the root cause, we find the problem, we find the option of the solution, and then we choose the best solution among them. So that's why critical thinking is important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
back to you, Miss Icha.
Okay. I really want to know how I can make my critical thinking is growing. How?
Okay, how to grow your critical thinking? That's
Mm-hmm.
the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
So actually, if we talk about the critical thinking itself, sometimes it's easy, but
Mm.
sometimes it's quite hard to
Yep.
implement that
Right.
because if something happened, we just want to solve it fast in a fast
Mm. Yes.
away.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to try to find the root cause. We don't find the missing the something that we have to solve. We
Mm-hmm.
just solving uh the problem on the surface.
Mm.
So how to enhance or how to implement the critical thinking itself, actually there are three steps that we can do in the slide 13, Mas Damar. So the first one is we have to know first what the problem is. We
Mm-hmm.
have to know first like what's happened right now, what's the root cause, what is the problem. We have to ensure that we know the problem.
Mm.
The step one is thinking. After we know what is the problem, we find like who is involved in this problem, how's the situation, um, how's the complexion, and then we try to we try to provide an option for solution. And then steps 3, next slide Mas Damar, slide 13, 13. Okay, steps 3 is a solution. So we have to find the best solution among all. So this is the 3 steps that we can do to implement our critical thinking. Next, so to know exactly what is the problem, this is the things that we can do. The first one, you find out who is involved in this case or who is involved in this problem. For example, if the problem is in the organization or a student organization, maybe who's involved is student or lecturer or the schools or universities or another stakeholders. And the second one is situation. We have to answer how the situation is. Number 3 is complication. What makes it complicated? We have to find it first. And then number 4, we find the problem statement. Next. Okay, if we talk about the problem or if we want to try to find the problem, so this is the tips to better understand the context of the problem. The first one is don't just look at the tip of the iceberg and immediately seek solution. So sometimes people just see on the surface. They only solve the surface, but they didn't solve the root cause of the problem. So the problem will come again and come again. Number 2 is don't proceed with assumptions without strong data or evidence. So if we want to make a solution or if we want to solve something, we have to provide data, of course, the valid data or evidence. So it will make our decision strong. Number 3, do not hesitate to criticize and avoid unnecessary arguments. Sometimes people in Indonesia yang dikenal sebagai orang timur gitu kan, it's not appropriate to us to give criticize to others. But in real life, it's better to us to give critic to others. So people can improve themselves. People know what is wrong in themselves. Number 4, don't rely too much on feelings and emotion. Of course, yes, because we never know that is it our feeling right or not. And number 5 is confirm things with a critical eye. So for us, if we get new information or we got new news, we have to ensure that the information or the data that we get is valid and reliable. Next slide. Okay, if we talk about the problem, as I mentioned earlier, we have to find out the root cause. So if we know what the root cause is, we can solve the problem from the root cause. So the problems never come again. So for finding the root cause itself, we can use 5 ways of analysis. I will give a simple explanation on how to use 5 whys analysis. Okay, next. The problem is employee late for work. She or he came late for work. And then we have to find what the root cause of this problem. So the first why is why she or he late for work? Oh, because he or she late at the office. Why she or he late at the office? Because there was traffic. And then why there was traffic? Because she or he forgot to check the traffic first. And why number 4? She or he forgot to check the traffic? Because they didn't allocate the time properly. And the last why is why she or he didn't allocate the time properly? Because she or he woke up late. So the root cause is she or he woke up late. That this problem needs to be solved. This is the simple explanation on how to use 5 why analysis. Okay, next. Okay, this is the last steps of critical thinking, where we have to find a solution. So, if we talk about how to find a solution itself, this is start with our idea. This is start our with our innovation, and then we have to change and add decision notes, and we have to expand until you reach end points, and of course we have to calculate 3 values. We have to mitigate the risk, and then the last one, we have to evaluate the outcomes or evaluate the result if we choose that decisions. So actually, this is the steps to find the best solution among several, or maybe among the several options. Okay, back to you, Miss Icha. Thank you for the question.
Okay, the insight you provide are invaluable. Now let's take a momentary break and hear from our sponsor. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned on UT Radio, Open Education Station for All.
Anda sedang mendengarkan UT Radio, Open Education Station for All.
Para mahasiswa baru Universitas Terbuka dimanapun Anda berada, perkenalkan saya Bayu Oktara, alumnus S1 Ilmu Komunikasi UT tahun 2016. Saya dan seluruh sivitas akademika Universitas Terbuka mengucapkan selamat bergabung di Universitas Terbuka. UT adalah perguruan tinggi negeri ke-45 di Indonesia yang selalu mengedepankan inovasi di bidang pendidikan jarak jauh agar selalu sesuai dengan perkembangan teknologi informasi saat ini, sehingga UT sering disebut juga sebagai Cyber University of Indonesia. Sejak tahun 1984, UT telah hadir memberikan layanan pendidikan tinggi dengan sistem terbuka dan jarak jauh. Nah, agar studi Anda di UT dapat berjalan lancar dan bisa lulus tepat waktu, saya akan berbagi pengalaman bagaimana lulus tepat waktu dengan nilai memuaskan. Ayo, kita simak bersama-sama. Mahasiswa baru UT peserta OSMB, sebagian dari Anda mungkin sudah bekerja, sebagian lagi mungkin juga belum bekerja dan hanya fokus kuliah. Kata kunci awal untuk sukses menembus studi di UT adalah mandiri dan disiplin dalam mengelola waktu. Teman-teman mahasiswa, bagi Anda yang padat aktivitasnya, UT sudah memberikan kemudahan sejak awal registrasi, yakni dengan melakukan registrasi secara online melalui sia.ut.ac.id. Setelah melakukan registrasi dan resmi menjadi mahasiswa UT, Anda perlu mempersiapkan diri untuk mengikuti perkuliahan di UT. Saya akan contohkan beberapa hal yang saya lakukan ketika saya kuliah di UT. Awalnya saya ragu bisa mengatur waktu antara kuliah dan bekerja karena aktivitas saya di dunia entertainment. Hal pertama yang saya lakukan setelah registrasi adalah membaca dan mempelajari katalog UT. Di dalam katalog ini tersedia semua informasi yang berkaitan dengan proses perkuliahan kita. Kemudian saya memastikan bahan ajar atau buku materi pokok yang saya terima adalah bahan ajar edisi terbaru sesuai kurikulum program studi di katalog. Langkah berikutnya saya juga berselancar di laman UT, yaitu www.ut.ac.id. Beragam informasi tersedia juga di sini, termasuk berbagai materi pengayaan perkuliahan, juga bahan ajar digital yang tersedia di ruang baca virtual. Teman-teman mahasiswa baru UT, langkah selanjutnya yang saya lakukan adalah mencermati kalender akademik. Bagi teman-teman yang mengambil sistem paket semester atau SIPAS non-tutorial tatap muka ataupun non-SIPAS, cermati jadwal tutorial online dimulai kapan. Pastikan pada saat registrasi mandiri melalui www.sia.ut.ac.id ataupun melalui sentra layanan UT, Anda telah meregistrasikan mata kuliah untuk mengikuti tutorial online. Selanjutnya, lakukan aktivasi dan mengisi form kesediaan mengikuti tutorial online sebelum batas waktu terakhir di laman elearning.ut.ac.id. Selama 8 minggu pelaksanaan tutorial online, teman-teman akan diberikan materi inisiasi setiap minggu, berdiskusi di forum diskusi, dan diberikan 3 tugas wajib. Bagi teman-teman yang mengikuti tutorial tatap muka ataupun tutorial webinar sebagai pengganti tutorial tatap muka, jangan sungkan bertanya kepada UPBJJ, Pokjar, atau sentra layanan UT tentang jadwal pelaksanaan tutorial tatap muka. Nah, langkah berikutnya, lihat jadwal ujian akhir semester. Dengan demikian, Anda akan dapat memperkirakan berapa lama waktu belajar yang dimiliki hingga pelaksanaan ujian akhir semester. Teman-teman semua, banyak yang bertanya kepada saya, bagaimana cara saya mengatur waktu belajar di tengah padatnya aktivitas. Dan banyak yang mengatakan bahwa kuliah di UT itu sulit untuk memperoleh nilai bagus dan sulit lulus tepat waktu. Saya buktikan hal itu tidak benar. Saya akan berikan rahasianya kepada Anda agar bisa lulus tepat waktu dan mendapat nilai yang bagus di UT. Pertama, saya tanamkan tekad, motivasi, dan sifat disiplin. Saya targetkan harus lulus dalam sekian tahun, meskipun di UT tidak ada istilah drop out atau DO. Kedua, merancang strategi belajar yang tepat. Salah satunya dengan mengelola waktu belajar disesuaikan dengan kesibukan aktivitas sehari-hari. Saya membuat target belajar dari hari Senin sampai Sabtu. Setiap hari saya menyisihkan waktu minimal 2 jam untuk membaca buku materi pokok dari salah satu mata kuliah yang saya ambil. Minimal saya tuntaskan membaca 1 modul sembari mengerjakan latihan formatif dari setiap modul. Terkadang hingga 2 modul per hari untuk 1 mata kuliah. Dengan cara ini, saya merasa lebih siap untuk mengikuti ujian akhir semester, baik itu ujian tertulis ataupun mengikuti sistem ujian online atau SUO. Hal tersebut mesti dilaksanakan secara disiplin. Patuhi jadwal yang dibuat, apalagi bagi teman-teman yang mengambil jumlah SKS maksimal, yaitu 24 SKS. Tentunya jadwal setiap orang akan berbeda-beda, menyesuaikan dengan kondisi dan waktu yang dimiliki. Ingat, kemandirian dan kedisiplinan adalah kunci sukses belajar di UT. Para mahasiswa baru UT, untuk menunjang kelancaran kuliah di UT sudah disediakan juga berbagai materi pengayaan online. Nah, bagi teman-teman sebaiknya ini juga diakses. Apalagi teman-teman yang mengaku sebagai generasi milenial dan menjadi bagian dari lebih 300.000 mahasiswa UT saat ini. Mari berselancar di dunia maya. Kita bisa mengakses perpustakaan digital, sumber pembelajaran terbuka atau SUAKA, UT TV di YouTube, streaming UT Radio, guru pintar online, dan lainnya. Semuanya bisa diakses dengan masuk ke www.ut.ac.id. Setelah itu akan ada banyak menu dan submenu yang bisa diakses sesuai dengan kebutuhan mahasiswa. Teman-teman, jangan lupa juga untuk memanfaatkan layanan Office 365 dari Microsoft yang disediakan UT secara gratis. Teman-teman bisa membuat akun email e-kampus dan memanfaatkan berbagai fitur di Office 365. Sahabat semuanya, para mahasiswa baru UT, pesan saya, jangan lupa untuk mengikuti pelatihan keterampilan belajar jarak jauh atau PKBJJ yang merupakan satu kesatuan dengan OSMB ini. Pada PKBJJ tersebut, teman-teman akan diajarkan dan mempraktekkan bagaimana membuat target belajar setiap semester, juga akan belajar bagaimana cara membaca modul secara efektif dan merekam hasil membaca modul tersebut. Selamat menempuh studi di Universitas Terbuka, salam sukses untuk semua, sampai jumpa lagi.
kuliah di sini karena saya bisa bekerja sekaligus kuliah juga dan kuliahnya benar-benar fleksibel banget. Makanya buat kalian yang masih bingung mau kuliah di mana, langsung aja daftar di UT Bogor. Dah.
Setiap hari selalu kuawali dengan yang aku mau. Bebas tapi bertanggung jawab, fleksibel tapi pasti. Hari-hariku dipenuhi dengan semangat untuk kuliah dan meraih profesi. Karena aku mampu mandiri, UT menempaku untuk mandiri.
Radio Open Education Station for All. Back again with me, Marisha, Riana, and we're still talking about navigating to success, the power of critical thinking, with Mrs. Nurina Putri Handayani. She is soft skill learning designer, Bangkit Academy, and I would like to ask a question. I really want to know what distinctive characteristic or traits define an individual who engage in critical thinking, Miss, please.
Okay, thank you for the question, Miss Isha. But firstly, let me share my screen first. Okay, is it seen on your screen, Miss Isha?
Yes.
Can be seen?
Yes.
Okay, great. Wait. So, this is the characteristic or this is the 7 critical thinker characters. So the first one is don't forget to honest to yourself. Don't forget to be nice to yourself, of course. And the second one, if you have a problem, it's kind of challenge. You can think that the problem that you face is a challenge. Number 3 is always want to understand something. You have to be open mind, like number 6. You have to be you have to see the problem from the helicopter view. Number 4 is patience in the face of complexity. Maybe something happened not really like we want. Something happened, we think that the problem come to us again and again, but we have to be patient and to face the complexity of the problem itself. Number 5, best decisions on sound judgment and evidence. So if we want to find a solution, or if you want to solve the problem, we have to find first the data, the information, the right information, the evidence. So we can solve the problem effectively, efficiently, based on the data or the evidence that we got. Number 6 is don't forget to open mind. Maybe we can ask the opinion or the suggestion from others. And number 7 is able to control our feelings, because as a human, of course, sometimes we have angry, we have sad, and sometimes it's hard to us to control our feelings. So with the critical thinking or the critical thinker characters, they can control themselves about managing their feelings. And so if we talk again about the critical thinking itself, we have to try to look at multiple scenarios to find out why things are happening. Like we have to open our mind, we have to find options, and then we have to find the best solution among it. And don't forget to do more research to have a better point of view. Research, and then ask to the person that might have experience on that. Or for example, if you want to face interview, you can ask to your senior. You can ask to your college that already do that before. And number 3 is framework is just a tool. Critical thinking is a habit. As I mentioned, there are the method that you can use to implement your critical thinking, but again, it's just a tool. So if we talk about the critical thinking, it's a habit. So you can start now in your daily life, in your academic life, in your personal life. So because based on my experience, critical thinking is very important uh, for your professional career in the future. Okay, back to you, Miss Isha.
Okay, thank you, Miss Nurina. And then, could you provide a brief overview of the Bangkit program, detailing the registration process and enumerating and benefits available to participants?
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes,
Miss Isha?
yes, yes.
Okay, so actually, Bangkit 2024 already open registration. You can go to this link, g.co/Bangkit, and this is the registration steps that you can do to join Bangkit Academy 2024. And is that okay? Okay. The first one or the first step is you have to go to Bangkit website, and then you can click apply now, and then don't forget to re-register yourself through application form, and you have to do assessment tasks in the recording platform. Number 4 is you have to register yourself also in Kampus Merdeka or Kampus Merdeka Mandiri website. And the last one is you have to wait patiently about the announcement whether you are whether you can join Bangkit or not. And the details or for further information, you can go to j.co Bangkit. Okay.
Okay, so that's how to register in Bangkit Academy 2024. All right. So we will go to our sponsor. Don't go anywhere. We take a break for a moment. Stay on UT Radio, Open Education Station for All.
Anda sedang mendengarkan UT Radio, Open Education Station for All.
Setiap hari selalu kuawali dengan yang aku mau. Bebas tapi bertanggung jawab, fleksibel tapi pasti. Hari-hariku dipenuhi dengan semangat untuk kuliah dan meraih profesi. Karena aku mampu mandiri, UT menempaku untuk mandiri. UT memberiku kesempatan belajar kapan dan di mana saja. Dan tentu saja bisa mengelola waktu untuk belajar dan bekerja. Hingga kini, aku mampu meraih profesiku. Menyenangkan, dan aku siap meraih prestasi yang terbaik. Gimana dengan kamu? Kemandirian ciri khas utama kami. Ya cuma UT yang bisa begini.
Pendidikan adalah wahana untuk menggapai mimpi dan mengubah masa depan menjadi lebih baik. Hari gini nggak ada alasan buat nggak kuliah. Kita bisa kuliah tanpa mengorbankan kegiatan yang lainnya. Bahkan waktu dan tempat pun bukan masalah. Siapapun kalian dan dimanapun kalian berada, ciptakan kampus untuk kuliah dan kampus yang akan mendatangi kalian. Ya cuma UT yang bisa begini.
Halo, saya Angga Yunanda, mahasiswa Ilmu Komunikasi Universitas Terbuka. Saya baru saja menyelesaikan studi saya di Ilmu Komunikasi. Terima kasih banyak UT telah memberikan akses edukasi yang sangat menyeluruh kepada pemuda-pemudi Indonesia.
aku yuk. Dah.
Linda, aku harus pergi. Hubungan kita akan jarak jauh.
Apa? Kom di mana? Hah? Kom di mana? Tidak boleh pergi jauh-jauh dari Sakoto.
Hubungan jarak jauh emang berat. Mending kuliah jarak jauh di Universitas Terbuka.
Hai Fir. Mel, aku lagi bingung nih mau kuliah di mana. Orang tua aku minta aku cepet kuliah di perguruan tinggi negeri. Tapi aku mau kegiatan dan hobi aku tetap berjalan. Kamu tahu gak universitas yang cocok buat aku itu apa?
Universitas Terbuka, Fir, jawabannya. Pelopor perguruan tinggi negeri dengan sistem pembelajaran jarak jauh. Jadi nggak perlu datang ke kampus.
Wah, oke banget tuh. Gimana cara daftarnya?
Gini nih cara daftarnya.
Buka browser di handphone atau laptop kamu dan ketik admisi-sia.ut.ac.id. Kemudian pilih admisi calon mahasiswa dan mahasiswa. admisi-sia.ut.ac.id. Lalu klik tombol pengguna baru daftar di sini. Isi data-data kamu dengan lengkap dan pastikan pada bagian email, isi dengan email yang aktif ya. Kemudian klik tombol buat akun mahasiswa baru, lalu cek email aktif kamu untuk memverifikasi data akun mahasiswa baru kamu. Dengan mengklik tombol verifikasi email sekarang. Kemudian login dengan memasukkan email dan password yang sudah kamu daftarkan.
Udah nih Mel, tapi ada keterangan saldo pembayarannya belum lunas.
Ya iyalah, kan kamu belum bayar pendaftarannya. Nah sekarang kamu unduh tagihan pembayarannya.
Unduh tagihan pembayaran dan membayar biaya admisi sebesar Rp100.000.
Nah, pembayarannya ini bisa
Your Open Education Station for All. Back again with me, Marisha, Riana, and we're still talking about the topic of today is navigating to success, the power of critical thinking with Mrs. Nurina Putri Handayani. She is soft skill learning designer, Bangkit Academy. And then I would like to ask Mrs. Ina, what is the conclusion of our discussion today?
Okay, thank you for the question, Miss Icha. So the conclusion for this session is, I think, critical thinking is one of the most important skill right now. So we have to implement that, and there's many tools that we can use. But actually, critical thinking is a habit. So from now, we can implement that. So it will help our life, not only for academic life, but also your personal life. So you can make a decision better. You can be a problem solver better than before because of you implement that critical thinking.
Okay. And could you give some words to UT listeners and give UT listeners motivation maybe to practice our critical thinking, to make our critical thinking sharp?
Okay, thank you. So if we talk about the critical thinking, it's as I mentioned earlier, it's quite hard to implement that. But when you face a new problem or when you face a problem, please first take a deep breath. Please control your emotion, control your feelings, and then you can think clearly, like what is the problem, what is the root cause, and then how to solve it, and who are involved in that problems, and then which the decision that best you have to choose. So it's like you have to manage yourself, like you have to manage your feelings, control your emotion when you want to implement the critical thinking itself.
Okay. Thank you very much to Mrs. Nurina Putri Handayani. Thank you so much because the information. Okay, because the information today, the topics today is very useful for us, right? Thank you so much, Mrs. Nurina Putri Handayani. She is soft skill learning designer, Bangkit Academy. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for you. UT listeners watching in YouTube or watching in UTTV or listening our program today. I am Marisha Riana saying goodbye and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. UT Radio, Open Education Station for All. Thank you so much. Bye.